it is great to be here. I know everybody always says that, but in this case, it really is great to be here. I want you to think about an answer to a question I'm going to put out there. And you've probably already answered it for yourself, but I want you to think about it as we go through today's discussion on leadership and the content on leadership, because you're going to pick up something to take home, as Chelsea said. How do you define success in leadership? How do you define success in leadership? Now, you probably have already answered that question, but I know I have, but sometimes I need to get realigned with that. I can't just answer it once. We've got to answer it every day. When we say leadership is a responsibility and a privilege, why is that? You know, when you stop and think about it, when you're in a leadership position, and we all are leaders in some measure, think about it. It's a responsibility because you got a mission and you got to get something done. You got to succeed. You're there for a reason. You got a team. And then the privilege is the team. Because every one of those members of your team have unique goals. They've got unique challenges. They've got a unique situation. They've got dreams. They might have an obstacle or two that's unique. And you've got to somehow meld all that together to deliver something great. There are some generational realities that we're going to hear about today, and they're real, but here's the thesis. A lot of what you need, you already have. Rocky Bleier played his college career at Notre Dame. He had a great career at Notre Dame. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had a rookie year that was pretty good. And then he was drafted again by the United States Army. And he served in Vietnam. And he was out on routine patrol and he was wounded in action. His leg was hurt on his thigh and his ankle pretty bad. He went to Tokyo at a hospital and he rehabilitated. And the doctors told him in no uncertain terms his football career was over. Wouldn't play again. And he was shattered by that because that was all he knew, and he knew he was going to have to reset his life goals. And then Art Rooney Sr., the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, decided to write a handwritten note, very short note, to Rocky Bleier while he was in that hospital in Tokyo. And you're looking at that note right now. Rock, team's not doing well. We need you. This is the owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rock, team is not doing well. We need you. Art Rooney Sr. Now, Rocky Bleier said when he got that note, everything changed. He started thinking about, hey, maybe I can do this again. Maybe I can play again. Maybe it isn't over. I'm going to set my sights on getting back on the field. Now, it took him 2 years. But the way the story ends is he had a very strong career with Pittsburgh. I think over 8 years. He played in 4 victorious Super Bowls. And he's a legend in Pittsburgh. But here's the question. If Art Rooney, who probably didn't get the idea out of a management book, probably didn't go to an event or get some type of expert coaching on leadership, if Art Rooney wouldn't have just stepped back and said, you know something, I care about Rocky Bleier. I know he's going through a tough time. I'm going to tell him we need him. And you know, here's the thesis for you. I don't know if it would matter if you're a baby boomer like myself, or you're a millennial, or what generation your baseline is from. This note would have been just as effective. That's pretty powerful. We try to learn what's important to the customer so that we can align what we deliver with their expectations. And we can have the biggest impact. But we seldom do that for our employees. We seldom do that for our team members. So I came up with 10 questions. And I've deployed this process for organizations as large as 450 individual folks. So this scales. You can't meet with everybody, but you can have your team and your leaders follow the same process so everybody gets the opportunity to be heard, and that's key. So I want to go through those questions with you. First question, what do you feel you deliver to the team? Not in the context of an HR job description, but in real life, what do you deliver to the team? Second question, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you answer the question, what do you like best about your job? Next question, what do you like least about your responsibility? It may be something that's important to the team's success, but you don't like it. It's not that much fun. It's not as enjoyable, but you realize it needs to be done. Next question is about what they're naturally good at. Next question, what do you want to work on? We all want to get better at something. We all want to get better at something. It may be very important, but it's just something we're not naturally gifted at, so we got to work at it. Then we talk about professional and personal goals, if they choose to share them with me. And the context is this: if you've got a professional or a personal goal that if I knew I could be a better advocate for you, I sure would like to know that, because I'm here to help you. This is an interesting question. Is there anything I could do for you today that maybe should be obvious to me, but for whatever reason I've missed it? Is there something I could do, large or small, that could help you be more successful? Every great team has a trademark. They're known for something. You guys have heard me talk about this before. So I ask my team, what word or words do you want us to be associated with? When people think about us, who are we? Nobody's going to say average. Nobody's saying we just want to be one of many. And you're going to get those word or words from your team, and you're going to find out the heart and soul that's already there. And then you want to find out, okay, if that's what we should be known about, what word or words are we known for? This is what we want to be known for. What are we known for? And then the last question I ask them, do you have a question for me? Now, I qualify it because there are no wrong answers in this inquiry here. This is a discovery. It's okay not to have a question for me. We got to love the team, and you got to love the mission, because there are high expectations. We've got to deliver. See, everybody else can tell your team how great they are. That's a lot more fun, but we got to tell them how great they can be. That's not as fun sometimes. There's a poem by Marianne Williamson, and she's got, you know that voice we have in our head, Ryan, when we want to do something great? And it's something like this: who am I to be able to do that? Who am I to be able to go back to school? Who am I to become the CEO of the RSPA? Who the heck am I to be able to do that? Right? I can't do that. Who am I? Well, she switches that poem around a little bit, Lou, and she says what we should be asking in a line in that poem is, who are we not to be great? Who am I not to be great? Who are we not to be great leaders? Think about what you have available to you, this great community, your great experience. You could sit there and say, who am I to be a great leader? Now, what you should be saying is, who am I not to be a great leader?